Yo guys, it's ErebosGamingHD again, some more racing shenanigans. We're on Dipping In today. Last time I did this it was on Criminal Records and it was quite a simple track, so I thought I'll do one a bit more turns and what have you. So this is a big race and this is in supercars and this is in the Bullet that I've pretty much just bought. It's got all the mods on it. The reason why I chose the Bullet was because I had just enough for the Entity and I didn't want to just buy the Entity and not have no money and not be able to buy any upgrades. So I brought this, spent about 200,000 on the upgrades, and yeah, it's pretty sweet. I mean, if somebody's got an Entity maxed out, then they're going to overtake me probably, but I mean, you know, this is basically it. There is some people with custom entities, but anyway, this is the first race that I'm showing. The second one is a much more exciting race, I will say. The second one's a sport race and it is really close, and pretty much everything goes against me in the race. You'll see though, and that's a 2-lap. I think this is only a 1-lap, but yeah. Basically, I've been doing races constantly, and you'll see after this my level's like nearly 70, and I'm not sure, but there's rumours that the heist level is going to be over 120. You're going to have to be to do the heists, and that's not very good. You know, I'm not very impressed with that. If that is the case, that is only rumour. Like I say, don't take my word on that. It's just a rumour, but check that out, guys, and you know, leave a comment or whatever if you found any info on about that. But anyway, this race is going pretty well. This is the first race I've actually done in this car. This is the first time I've actually had a go in it. And you know, it does handle alright. It's not as good as the other supercars by any stretch. I mean, the Infernus and the Entity handle much better. They probably all handle much better, if I'm honest. But it is really fast on the straights, and I'm not entirely sure if it's the same speed as Entity. I don't know, but like I say, I'm C2 leaving these. And you'll notice the traffic's on, and I prefer traffic off, obviously. I think everybody does, but you'll see in the next race that I'll show you just after this why traffic should always be off, because it's just ridiculous. At one point, like a truck basically comes past me and just blocks the whole road off and makes it impossible. That wasn't very good there. That was my own fault, but you know, sometimes it seems as though there's a gap and there isn't, and you go for it and then realise too late that there isn't a gap, and you know, there's nothing you can do, especially when you're travelling at this sort of speed anyway. So this is coming around to the end of the first lap, and like I say, it's gone pretty well this race. To be fair, that guy is right on my ass though in that Entity. That's not good. And we've got another police chase coming up as well very soon. I'm going to try and get another one of those uploaded very soon, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. The idea is that we're going to get like a crew run together with, like, you know, a bunch of people like we did the other day. However, it's not going to be just a shootout and then like a flyaway like it was before. It's going to be like a much more planned, much more like, you know, sophisticated, and you know, it's going to take a little bit of time at the moment, but that's what we want to do eventually. That won't be our next video, however. That's just going to be probably a solo one, maybe 2 of us, maybe, if somebody fancies getting into a bit of a chase with me. But if it's just me, then it'll just be me for the next couple of videos, and then when we do release the next crew one, it will be worth waiting for, I hope. And you can see there's a bunch of people in this race, and a lot of them haven't even finished yet. And you see a lot of them are Entity XFs, and you obviously can't see now, but before you could actually see that they were custom. So I mean, based on their levels, I don't know how they've even got them. Some of them level 29 with an Entity was out there, I saw. But that's just a joke. Anyway, let's get down to business. Right, I've bet 200 on myself, and I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when you bet on this game, sometimes betting less gets you more back. I don't know if it's just me being retarded or what, but I swear sometimes I bet like 200 and come out with more than if I bet 1,000. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's just weird like that, this game. Nothing seems to make sense. And this race, I don't know, it's insane, this race. You'll see, there's so many things go wrong to me in this race, so many things. It's just unbelievable, and this for you guys, like I say, is just why you should have traffic off. I think the first half of the lap goes alright, if I remember right. I can't remember, I haven't watched this, but the first lap I think is alright, not too bad anyway, and then the second lap is just unbelievable. You just won't believe. So that, I tried to slow down a bit more than everyone else did there, and it's obviously advisable because it is a slope and you're just flying into the grass. But this car, I think this car, people don't like the handling of it. I prefer the handling in this. I think it's great, and I think it definitely, I think it's one of the best anyway. I think Entity is the best handling, but this is one of the best, I think. And this is fully modded up now, and it's really, really fast. I mean, if I'm in my Bullet and I race one of these fully modded, you're barely going quicker, you know, even though the Bullet's supposed to be like 30 mile an hour or so. And what was that car doing? You see, he's just like parked across the road. I mean, I don't even understand why he'd be there, and that just completely like made me hit him. And then he was obviously aware of it and could go past me. It's just there's so many variables when you have traffic on. I'd just rather it just be off, but what can you do? So this race is a bit harder as well because it's in the dark. Obviously, it's not the easiest to see anyway, but I suppose with the traffic it makes it easier because you can see the headlights. So that's the only thing it's got going for it. And this guy really, really was determined to just take me out. So I had him on my case as well as the traffic, which seemed just dreadful. Obviously it's probably pretty bad for the rest of the drivers as well, obviously, but sometimes obviously somebody can just get the brunt of it, and you'll see a prime example later on. And he just completely took me out there. I forgot he even did that. This race is really way closer than it should have been. This is not my best racing by any stretch of the imagination, and you know, you can't always race really, really well. I mean, I don't race really, really well all the time, it's just a fact, but sometimes you do, and like I say, sometimes even if you're at the back, you can still come back and win. You know, so other people crash as well, and you can just. I've been like last in the last lap of a race, and then all of a sudden found myself second, and then able to take over the last guy on the final straight. It just seems to happen because people do what I just did there and completely take themselves out. As I said, this race was just one of them races for me. Nothing just seemed to work. Everything I tried just seemed to go belly up, and it wasn't great. But you'll see there's them two in front of me. It's basically us three for the rest of the race, just going for each other, and the rest of the field is just way beyond. But there is a lot of people in this race. There's a good 10, 11 people, if not more. So I managed to steal that first. I want to slow down a lot for this downhill part here, because it does take a lot of people out. This is what takes most people out. It's just this one little bit here. So you just have to make sure you slow down and just come over the brow, and then you can just sort of go down and keep your speed for the next bit. That wasn't perfect, but there was a car coming at me, so I don't fancy playing chicken. In this corner as well, you just need to just slow down. If you're in the car like this, that hasn't got great braking, you want it to slow down a little bit earlier. And looking behind you as well, I mean, what the hell? I knew that happened, and he just will not go out of the way as well. But as I was saying, looking behind you is really good as well, because if you've got someone trying to get in your slipstream, you can block them off sometimes. But be aware when you do that. Look at this guy. Just look at that. What the hell is that all about? I mean, a truck pulling out? Are you serious? So I've had like an SUV parked sideways. I've had an SUV pull out in front of me. I've had a big, massive truck just pull out from the side road. And that isn't even it either. There's plenty more to come. It's just ridiculous, the traffic on this game. They just don't care. Everyone's suicidal on the street. And he basically took me out there. But that's what you get online with this game. Everybody just tries to take you out. If I'm not playing with crew members, then obviously if I see the chance and I'm behind somebody, I'd rather take him because I know he's going to take me, sort of thing. And if everybody has that attitude, then everybody starts getting taken out. If I do find if I'm in a race and people aren't taking each other out, then I don't bother. I'd rather just race fair and square. This guy's just determined. And obviously if you are doing a 2-lap race and there's this many people, you're getting a lot of money for winning. The difference between first and second is, a good few thousand, so it is worth getting that first place if you can get it. So I sort of understand why he's taking me off the road so much. So yeah, I turned there and he braked and I was just like completely sent off. It's completely my fault that was there, completely my fault. I turned to try and stop him from, bashing into me, and I was just trying to sort of get there first, have the momentum, and he braked. It was pretty clever what he did. But, coming around to these last corners, you can lose it as well in here if you're not too careful. If you get a good streak like I sort of got there, you can go around quite quick, but if you just overshoot it a little bit, you can end up sliding up the hill, and then that's it. Once you've done that, you're just stuck. So this guy, I'm just trying to nudge him up the back because I know it's coming near to the end, and I know that obviously he'll just try and take me on the last straight. So I'm just coming down to it now, coming down to the final finish. And this race, by the end of this, I was just so grateful that I won, because it could have gone so many things could have gone wrong there, even worse than they did. So obviously that was quite a good win. And he was not far behind at all. I bet he wasn't a happy bunny. So that's the end of that. And as I said before, guys, you know, if there's any particular tracks you'd like me to show, or whether you'd like me to just show the race and not speak and just let the music play or whatever, then that's fine. But like I say, just leave your comments below, and we're going to be doing more on GTA in the future, so definitely leave your comments. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.